Hello everyone, welcome to the online class.
सुनो घंटी बजी स्कूल की, चलो स्कूल तुमको पुकारे। पल 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 रोशनी जो मिली स्कूल।
Hello dear students, I welcome to you all once again in the online classes, and I expect that you all the students at your home so good, so healthy, and you are just following the rules and instructions of the present time, whatever we have and whatever we have been instructed by the Prime Minister of this country. Okay, but similarly we people are also taking the syllabus of English core, and at the present time we are taking the chapter the Rattrap, and the terms and conditions. We are finally having an imagination in our mind, and we came to know yesterday also that person who was taking shelter for a night at that house, he has stolen 30 kroner from his house, and was feeling also very good himself, and he was trying to please his smartness. Today we will go for the next paragraph here. Here we go, be ready. As he walked along with the money in his pocket, he walked along with the money in his pocket. He felt quite pleased with his smartness. As I told you right now, he was trying to please himself because he was feeling, I'm a smart guy. I have stolen 30 kroners from the house of that person, and he doesn't have a single idea about me that I have stolen that amount of the money from his house. So he was trying to please himself. He was very happy, and he was feeling very good because he came to know that I'm having finally a big amount of the money in my pocket, and definitely I can survive right now very well. So he was feeling so good for his smartness. Of course, that at first he dared not continue on the public highway. Exactly, I told you yesterday also, after stealing the money from his house, he was not dare to go directly on the public highway, because he knew that if someone will catch him on the way, definitely he will get a big punishment there. So initially he did not go to the public highway directly. He has chosen a difficult and unchosen way for himself, and that was the forest. Yes, the public highway, but must turn off the road into the woods during the first hours. This caused him no difficulty. Later in the day it became worse. During the first hours of his journey in the forest, he did not have any kind of the problem there. He was enjoying, because finally he has stolen a big amount of the money, and he's having a big amount of the money in his pocket. So he was not having any problem. He was feeling so good. But it was the condition of the first hours of his life, of that time. After 1 or 2 hours, the day became worse for him, because he was not able to find out the proper way to escape from that forest. He did not have a way. He did not have a proper way to go back his home, his house, or to his member of the society. So that is why he was confused right now after 2 hours. He was having some problems there. Later in the day it became worse, for it was a big and confusing forest which had gotten into. He tried to be sure to walk in a definite direction, but the paths twisted back and forth to this strangely. He walked and walked without coming to the end of the wood. He was continuously walking here and there. He was going to that side, he was going to that side, but he was unable to find out the proper way for himself, because he wanted to escape. He wanted to escape from there, but unable to find out the proper way. It was the biggest problem for him, because the first hour of that time was gone very good. After 1 and 2 hours, he was not able to find out the proper way. So it was a dense place for him, where everywhere he was watching the woods, the long trees there. So that is why he was having some problems, and now feeling so bad also. But the past, yes. And finally he realized that he had only been walking around in the same part of the forest. After 2 or 3 hours he came to know about himself that he was trying to find out a way, but he was moving in the same place. He was moving in the same place. That is why I was not able to find out the proper way for himself. He was confused to get the proper way for himself. All at once he realized, he recalled his thoughts about the world and the rat trap. And dear students, I told you day before yesterday also, according to this person, according to this protagonist of this story, he already said to all of us that this world is known as a rat trap, where we all are captured in this rat trap. We are having some greediness in his mind, in his heart, in our behavior. We are not good with someone. It means we are going to capture ourselves, our character, our life automatically, just like this person he did. He has stolen the 30 kroner from his house. It was the biggest mistake of his life. That is why he was come to know now that he prisoned himself in this world. That is why, according to this person, this world is known as the biggest rat trap. It is depending on you that you're going to have the proper and the good way for himself, or to the good inspirations through the other people, or you're going to capture yourself into that prison. That is why he was traveling in that forest. But what happened? Let's see. Now his own turn had come. He had let himself be fooled by a bait and branches. Its thickness and fallen logs closed upon him like an incurable prison from which he could never escape. The branches of the trees, the log of the trees were fallen on the ground, like the branches of the trees and the log of the trees was going to tell him that we are not going to allow you to get the escape from this forest. We are trying to bind you here because you have done something wrong. You have broken the trust of that person who have given you the shelter for a night, who have given you a porridge, and who have also given you the wonderful time to you. And he was the first one in your life who had a great conversation, and you have broken the trust of that person. That is why this is a tendency of the nature. The branches of the trees, the log of the trees, and the path, they were going to make him confused because of his bad activities. It was late in December. Darkness was already descending over the forest. This is the time of the December, the month of the December, and in that period, in that time, the fog in the forest was moving here and there. That is why he was struggling, was not able to find out the proper way how to get outside from here, how to get the exist from here. Was not able to go out from that forest. Darkness was already descending over the forest. This increased the danger and increased also his gloom and despair. Finally, he saw no way out and he sank down on the ground. He did not find out any way. He did not find out any solution. He lay down on the ground. Now he was crying because he finally came to know that the thing whatever he has done in the house of that person was not good. He was remorse,ing, he was feeling, and he wanted to be good for that person. But what he can do right now, this is the biggest question for him. He was sitting on the ground, and what he was doing, but just he laid his head on the ground, he heard a sound. Suddenly, when he was trying to lay down on the ground, suddenly he heard the sound, and he was just going to focus on that sound. He was just going to make the constant. He wanted to constant himself that someone could be there. He realized himself those are the hammer strokes from the iron mill. He believed and he realized there is an iron mill not so far, so that he could have listened the sound of the hammer stroke on the iron. There must be people nearby. The someone always strength got up and staggered in the directions of the sound. That is why when he came to know that there could have been an iron mill, and the stroke of the hammers were continuously coming in his ear. That is why he planned to go that place. He tried to find out those people who were walking there, because in this situation only a human being can help you. Nowadays you can see we are having the problems of the coronavirus right now, so all the human beings are going to cooperate to each another, because whenever finally we are having the problems on the humanity, the humanity can help you, no one can help you else. Okay, this is the day, this is the class of the day, and I understand personally I understand that you students are enjoying my class at your home, and make notes also at your home. Try to write the summary of the lectures whatever I'm going to deliver all the day, day by day in the online classes. And this is the questions to all the students today, that why Rattrap seller has stolen the 30 kroners from his house. This is the questions to all. Till then, take care, have a great day, bye bye.